everybody, welcome to Ellis Mowers. I appreciate y'all watching the channel as always. We've got yet another generator here on the channel. This one's a Powerback, but it's got a Tecumseh on it. Never done a Tecumseh generator before that I've worked on. I have one, I'll show you real quick. Y'all kind of saw it in a previous video, the Coleman generator, but that thing, I mean, it runs great. I just had to turn the gas on and give it a few pulls and clean it up. This one's a little bit bigger. This one's a 5250 watt. If y'all saw my last generator, the Generac 5000 with the 9 horsepower Vanguard, that one had some nasty gas in it. This one right here almost takes the cake. I have already cleaned this up. It was very, very dirty when I got it. Almost, I don't think it's quite as dirty as that Generac one that I worked on, but it was close. The gas might have it taken care of, or might take the cake over the Generac one, though. It is bad. I took the carb bolt nut off already just to see how it is, and it's a little rough, so I figured I might as well show a video. I haven't done a Tecumseh generator before on the channel, so I figured that some of y'all might like some new content as opposed to the old mundane stuff that I do. And a lot of that old mundane stuff that I still do, I don't really film much of it anymore. So, because you can only cover Briggs & Stratton classic diaphragm replacements, but so much before it gets a little redundant and tiring. I hope y'all enjoy this video. If you have any questions about it, or anything you see on the channel, feel free to reach out to me, Ellis at ellismowers.com, or at ellismowers09 on Instagram and Facebook. I have affiliate links down below with some companies that I'm partnered with that I've done product reviews for that are in the description below too if you want some discounts on some stuff. Let's go ahead and get started on this generator, see what we can get ourselves into, and hopefully it's not going to be a nightmare trying to get it back going again. I don't think so. It's just cleaning out fuel systems can be a little bit time consuming, but we'll get it done. Let's get a little walk around of this. I apologize if it's a little loud. I got the fan going and I've got an ultrasonic cleaner going for that push mower. Again, another carb clean on a Quantum. Can only show so many on the channel before everybody gets tired of it. So just trying to save a cheap mower there. But this is a 5250 watt generator. It's got 120 and 240 hookups on it, and I actually cleaned up really nice, so I'm happy about that. Kind of almost looks like it should be still in the store after I cleaned all this up. I think it's a 2004 model from what I could tell, according to the fuel lines. At least that's when the fuel lines were replaced or installed, one of the two. And it's got the 10 horsepower formula Tecumseh on it, so one of the bigger Tecumseh engines that they put on devices. What we can do is take a look at the oil while we're out here. All of this seems free, which is good. I'll show you the carb bowl nut here in a second. I mean, even the oil is clean and full. That's awesome. Something tells me this thing ain't really had a lot of run time. Usually they don't, because they just sit, and then everybody who needs to use them when the power goes out has varnish in the tank. This one's no different. I will show you all the bowl nut here. I just took it off just to see what I was dealing with, and you can see we've got some gunk in it. It looks like it could be worse. I may not have to put it in the ultrasonic, but we'll see. Looks like what I need to get this off is I got these screws here, and then like an 8mm up here to get this cover off, and that way I can access the carburetor. So let me do that, and then we'll continue on taking the carb off and stuff. Well, I'm going to give props to Tecumseh on this. They're a little bit easier than their push mowers. I took those 3 bolts off, which took the cover off, and now I've taken the fuel line off and the breather hose off. That's the only thing I've done without y'all looking. But I took a Phillips head screwdriver, And I didn't even need a 7/16" wrench, but a Phillips head screwdriver will pop this carburetor loose, these bolts loose, and you can just take this thing right off. So let's see. There we go. And now this should, hopefully it won't rip the gasket when we take it off, but it'll come right on off here. I hope. Just need to make sure, oh come on gasket, there we go. So now we just got to get this. Well, it's got one of those that have tabs on it. Come on now, there we go. So you just take the linkage off and boom, you got it off. You can take this off right here with a couple of Allen bits, but I don't think we need to do that in order to get to what we need to get to. Let's put it over here on the tray and just see what we've got. See if I can salvage this bowl gasket as well. Come on now. There we go. I think we saved the bowl gasket also, so that's even better. It's honestly not bad, like at all, from what I can tell. I think if I got some carb spray in it, oh, we got a little gunk up here in the inlet, so we'll have to get that out. But apart from that, we might get lucky here. I wonder if I can screw this out, because it's got a little, almost looks like it's got a little port in there. I will definitely clean it out though, and we'll make sure that gas is flowing through this carburetor. Might need to pop it in the ultrasonic just to get it so that it will clean some of this stuff out. Let's see if I can get this bowl or this pin out here. No. Not at least on that side I can't, but I can on this side hopefully. Let's see if I can gently take this bowl gasket off. Just kind of set it aside for right now. Not put it in any gas or anything. Come on, buddy, you know you want to come out. There we go. So there's the needle. Man, everything looks good except for this area right here. And I think if I could get that, well, got a little junk in there as well, but and then also in the bowl gasket. So I might throw it in the ultrasonic just to try and get some stuff cleaner on it. That's not a jet, that's just a... So, a lot of times with these, I just go like this, and just this right here alone scrapes out most of the stuff. So, then I can hit it with some carb spray real quick, and it's basically done. I think because I've got some time here, I'm gonna kind of spray a little bit in here and probably toss in the ultrasonic. I'll take these couple Allen key things off as well, and especially since the ultrasonic's already warmed up. Spray through some stuff, see if I can get this clear, and then I'll let y'all know what I end up getting at. Because while that ultrasonic's going, I can fix this push mower, but I can also get rid of all that bad gas that's in the tank too, which maybe I can show you. Y'all don't have smell-o-vision, but man, if y'all did, you could smell it bad. It's really, really bad. But I don't know if you can see the orange tint in it or not. I don't know. But I mean, you can just smell it. So we've got a lot to do here when it comes to that. A lot of times last time I did this, I was able to when I take the whole gas tank off, I just bring the fuel line and everything with it, and pop this grommet off, and literally just flush it out with water. Took my vacuum cleaner and the blow portion of it and just blew it dry inside before I put everything back on, and it worked out great actually. So that's what I'm going to do again. I may show that process, I may not, but either way I'm going to take this gas tank off, which is just these 4 bolts right here that are 3/8. I might show that process, and then I'll clean it out and show y'all what we got when it comes to the gas situation. Well, maybe not the gas situation, but it's really bad. And we'll see what we can do. Before I put this in the ultrasonic, one thing I do want to mention is these jets here for the Tecumsehs. A lot of times this gets people, but there is one small hole on the top of this jet, right at the top of the threads. And make sure that's not blocked, because a lot of times, like in this particular case, this jet had varnish in here, and even though the main jet portion was clear after I used some carb spray, the little bitty hole up top was not. So you might run into some problems if you don't have that clear as well. I just wanted to show you all that before I did the ultrasonic. Oh, by the way, this thing had a bunch of corrosion in it. I know we're in a side here, but check out the ultrasonic. Basically took all that corrosion out, which is excellent. I do need to do a little bit of cleanup still on it, but nothing crazy, and it cleaned the jet up great. So this ultrasonic I am definitely a fan of. It's just a little bit more time consuming, but if you judge your time correctly, it's really not that big of a deal. Let me get it let me get it in and out of the ultrasonic, and we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, I'm in the process of taking the fuel tank off, but I do want to show you what one stint in the ultrasonic cleaner did to this carburetor, which did wonders. Look at that. I haven't even done anything to it. The only thing I had to do was spray out the outlet or the inlet here for the carburetor, because that stuff I forgot to clean out before I put it in the ultrasonic. But it did loosen it up, and all I had to do was spray a little bit of carb spray, and it just shot it all right out. Dug out some of it with a little pick. Jet's nice and clean as well. Y'all saw how bad the bowl was. The float's still got a little bit of varnish on it, but look at how clean it got this carb bowl. I'm just impressed. So let's look over here on the. I want to give y'all a little fuel sample of what's in this thing. That's some nasty stuff right there. I probably got a good gallon or gallon and a half of that in here to get out. So what I'm going to do, I just got to take these bolts off. Show you how to take the gas tank off real quick. It's not that hard. It's just this plastic tank. You've got some fuel grommets, or got some grommets here that help keep the tank from, I guess, splitting. At least on the Generac when it did. This one might not. This one actually doesn't, so got to be careful when you put this back in, because you don't want to tighten it so far that you end up splitting the tank down here. That'd be a bad day. And you know what I just realized? We've been doing all this and I ain't even heard this thing run yet, so I might spray some stuff in the intake to see if it'll at least kick over for me. While I'm here, what do y'all think? Might as well. Let me get the gas tank off here first. Let's see if we can get something up in here. And see if it'll turn on. Don't mind that, because that's just this. So we do know it runs, that's good. Like I said, oil looks basically brand new on it, and it's full, so. Now, basically it's just a matter of disposing this gas. And then, what else I have to do is take that grommet off. And you just have to pull that grommet off. And I might show you how I get it back on, just to give y'all an idea. And then show you kind of the process, what I do to get this tank clean. Alright y'all, so I'm at the point to test it. You can see this tank sitting up here on top. The reason why this tank's sitting on top is that the fuel grommet, the little rubber grommet that goes underneath this fuel tank that attaches to the shutoff switch and the fuel line, ended up being bad. I tried to, it didn't leak, but it had enough rubber, I guess, missing on it, or deteriorated on it, that as soon as I tried to hook the fuel line in, it just busted out. Luckily I just had a very tiny bit of gas, so I didn't lose much gas. And it probably helped because there was quite a bit of varnish still in the tank even after just going to town on it. So what I did is I just rigged this little bitty tank up here to let some fuel flow through, make sure there are no leaks, and that we could test this out. And that way all I'm doing is waiting on a grommet to come to put in the fuel tank. So, and I can also test to make sure the voltage and stuff is good on the generator portion as well. So let's see if it'll crank. Well, two things we know: it runs and it doesn't stop. Oh boy, wow, okay. What in the world? That governor was sticky or something, but I don't know why it's not stopping. I guess the shutoff switch isn't grounded properly or something. Ooh, man. Yeah. So something with the toggle switch not working, and the throttle is woo. Need to lube that up a little bit. Just don't think it's returning very well. Man. Yeah, I think the governor just got stuck on it. Man. This is supposed to be a set throttle, so I'm going to try this one more time just to see, and I'll have my pliers on standby. Man. All right, it's not racing anymore, but it is still on the fast side a little bit. It's pulling at about 133 to 140. There was about 147 before I throttled it down, and now it was down to about 137 or 133. So I think we just got to get this freed up a little bit, but I also can back off of that nut that's down there. That it's like an 8mm, 10mm, one of the two. Which I'm going to do that. I'll back off that a little bit and see. Yeah, it's like a. Try this one more time while we're here. I think we got it. Oh, I'm a little low now. We're a little low. I think we're out of gas, but that's the goal. That was my goal anyways, to run out of gas. Because I didn't have any gas in there hardly. Yeah, we're pretty much out. That's fine. I think I've got the throttle pretty much dialed in to about what we need to do. I needed to tighten it up a little bit and get it to about 120 at full range, and I think we did. So two things we got to do still. We got to figure out why the kill switch isn't working, and it's too late to figure that out tonight. And we're waiting on a fuel tank grommet. When we get those two things fixed, this thing will be ready to roll, and should be good. Anyways, thank y'all again for watching, and I'm thinking that we're gonna finish this video now. I am so sorry. Let me get these last two things done, and let's figure out why the switch isn't working. And then we'll work on the grommet. Alright guys, so I'm investigating the issue with the switch. We'll take a look at the switch here in just a second to make sure that it works properly. But the one thing I'm noticing is that it looks like the lead for this ignition coil is pretty rough. So I wonder if I could scrape it off a little bit. Add add this connector, and then I got to be careful with that because it's about to fall off literally. Add that connector in and see if that's going to work or not. If not, maybe I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. Ground it out at the plug. I'm not, like I said, I'm not completely sure what I could do there, but we'll figure something out, because I think I can ground the spark maybe with one of these as well. So like I said, we'll see. But that right there is in pretty rough shape, so I'm gonna try and take a little wire brush to it and clean off some of this, and then we'll test the switch to make sure that it works properly, and then we'll see what we need to do after that. Alright guys, I believe we're done with this. I'll show you. I'm sorry I didn't show it to y'all, but the coil wire was really rusted in the terminal of the coil. I wire brushed it, and I can at least show you the residual of this wire right here. You can see a bunch of rust and stuff on it, and one of the tabs had broken off. So that's what the problem was. It just wasn't getting a good ground, and that tab was a little bit flimsy, but I put a new wire on it and it works fine now. So you got your 3 tabs you've got on this switch, because you've got the low oil switch as well, which works on this still. Seems like they go bad quite a bit, but this one works still, so it's hooked up. Also, I was waiting on these rubber grommets for the fuel tank, and they actually came in this evening, which was nice. So I went ahead and popped one of those on there. Oh, and I was able to use the old fuel thing and shut off switch, and it's fine. No leaks or anything. It's been sitting here maybe about 10 minutes or so. And so hey, I'm going to show you all that it runs and everything, and we're going to take some pictures before it gets dark and list it for sale. Wrap this video up. Oh, I also need to test the wattage at the... No, I already did. That's right. I do need to make sure it's within range, though. I like to see it between 120 and 130 a lot of times. Back it down a little bit. That's about where I want to be. Dead on 110 with about 1500 watts of load. About 128 to 130 with no load. Off to about 130. 110. That'll do it. And the shut-off switch works and everything now. This is not a quiet generator, I will say that much. But man, it runs good. I mean, y'all saw how good it runs now, and we got all the varnish and all that mess out of this thing. So I'm very pleased. I'm gonna take some pictures before it gets too dark. We're gonna wrap this video up. All right, guys. So that's everything. This is actually a fairly successful run for this Tecumseh 10 horsepower. First horizontal one that I've had to work on. I have a Coleman. I believe y'all have seen on the channel already that I got in a trade deal that I didn't have to do anything to except wash it. It's sitting in the garage right now. Currently have 3 generators. Hopefully these things will get bought pretty soon. This one right here I'll probably list for about $300. Try and get it out of here. That's about what I had the Generac listed for that y'all saw very recently, and that's how I got a trade deal on that. This right here, hopefully will sell outright for somewhere between $250 and $300. I don't know if the Tecumseh is going to hurt it much. It is a little bit slightly higher wattage than that Generac, just by 250, so it's basically negligible. But it's just as clean as it. This thing cleaned up super nice. I can't remember if I showed y'all the before of it. I do know that I showed y'all the before of it on a trade video for the Cub Cadet. That's how I got this. I sold a Cub Cadet self-propel and did a 3-for-1 trade, which I got a Troy-built self-propel push mower, which I sold for more than I even had the Cub listed for. So, and I had another push mower that's ready to go that I have listed for $60. So this thing right here, I pretty much, all I have is the money and fuel grommets, which was about $10 to $12, which I did have to replace because the one on it was really bad. That's really what I was waiting on for a couple of days. But I got all of it done. This thing's fired right up. It's not leaking anything. Air filter was in good shape. Pull rope's in good shape. Really, that coil wire was really the only bad culprit to the rust and whatnot, or where it was sitting for a while. And fix that, and we're good to go. Washed the tank out, gave the carburetor an ultrasonic carb clean, and this thing's ready to rock and roll, hopefully for quite a few years to come. It should give reliable service to somebody, though. This thing is really the generators that I have here are some of the nicest items that I've probably ever sold, honestly, and how well they run and everything, so that's really cool. Anyways, I'll make my money on this one. Maybe I'll get a trade in. You never know. But thank y'all again for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I wanted to film it because I haven't done one of these 10 horsepower Tecumseh horizontal shafts, and I just wanted to let y'all learn along with me. Pretty simple otherwise. We just cleaned out the fuel system, took the carb off, cleaned the carb in the ultrasonic, put it back together, and fixed the coil wire, cleaned it up, tested everything out, did a little bit of throttle adjustment. We're good to go. So I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to reach out to me, Ellis at ellismowers.com, or at ellismowers09 on Instagram and Facebook. I have affiliate links down below that'll save you a little bit of money if you decide to buy from them. And I will catch y'all on the next video. See you then.